My husband yelled, "How dare you say no to my mother?" when I refused to sign over the apartment or send her money. After the plate flew at my head, I looked at him and said, "You don't know what I can do." Every face in the room went pale. The plate hit me before I even processed that he had moved. Ceramic, heavy, dinner plate, full swing, backhand. The crack of it against my skull sounded different from the inside than it probably did from the outside. From the outside, it was probably just a sharp sound, the kind that makes a room go silent all at once. From the inside, it was more like a door slamming in a house you didn't know had doors. I hit the floor. The tile came up fast. My cheek landed first. Blood ran into my eye, warm. The color of it against the pale tile was very specific. The particular red that belongs to head wounds, brighter than you expect, spreading faster than seems reasonable. I lay there for what was probably 3 seconds. It felt like much longer. Darren stood over me, his face the color of a burn, chest moving like he'd been running. His mother Eleanor stood near the dining table, both hands raised, and she was clapping. Actual applause. The sound of it in my condo, in my space, in the room I had painted the year I paid off the mortgage, was so genuinely surreal that for a full second I thought I had misread the situation. I had not misread the situation. Her friend Tanya, seated at the end of the table, gave a slow, approving nod. "In our day," she said, "husbands kept order. Good. 30 people were in the room. My condo, my food, my table. Not one of them moved. And what I felt, lying on my own floor, blood tracking down my cheek, 30 witnesses watching, was not fear. Not the shattering animal terror I might have predicted. Not even the kind of white-hot rage that makes you do something you'll regret. What I felt was the exact opposite of all of that. Still, the way a room goes still when the power cuts and every machine in it stops at once. Let me take you back 60 seconds because the plate didn't come from nowhere. It came from 2 years of somewhere. My name is Sierra. I am 35 years old. I am a senior financial compliance officer at a regional bank, a job I have held for 8 years. A job I took seriously enough to be promoted 3 times and lose 2 relationships because I was always at the office. I bought my condo at 28. 2 bedrooms, south-facing, 4th floor, in a building with a doorman and a parking spot that I negotiated separately. I bought it with 7 years of 60-hour weeks, clearance rack groceries, packed lunches, 1 vacation in 5 years, and the specific, stubborn discipline of a woman who decided at 22 that no one was ever going to be able to tell her she had to leave somewhere she lived. My name, only my name, on the title. I met Darren at 32. He was charming in the practiced way, attentive without being suffocating, the kind of man who shows up to a first date with flowers and asks questions and actually listens to the answers. We dated for 18 months. We got married in a small ceremony that I paid for, mostly because his finances were, as he explained it, in transition. I didn't ask too many questions about the transition because I loved him, and because the questioning felt ungenerous. That was mistake 1. Eleanor arrived in our lives approximately 4 months after the wedding, which was also approximately how long it took for Darren's charm to begin revealing its architecture. She flew in for what was supposed to be a 2-week visit and stayed for 6. She slept in my guest room, ate my food, used my parking spot for a rental car she never returned, and began within the first week making observations about my home that were technically questions but were not actually questions. Have you thought about redoing the kitchen? This neighbor